Hi, I'm Hailey.
Hi, my name's Davina.
After my own weight loss journey, I fell in love with fitness. And now, as a personal trainer, I get to share that love with others every day.
And a few months ago, I realized that I was getting closer to the age of 80 than any other age. So I decided to embark on some physical activity.
And so together, with the help of some amazing female athletes, we're going to discover some fun new ways to be physically active.
So come and join us on The Only Girl in the Gym.
She walks in, all the heads turn. Watch her win, watch and learn. She's the only girl, the only girl, the only girl. She's the only girl, the only girl in the gym.
Hi, welcome to The Only Girl in the Gym. I'm Hailey.
And I'm Davina.
And we thought we'd sit down here with you today to explain a little bit more about ourselves and how this project came to be.
So I started going to the gym and I got myself a personal trainer, and that trainer was Hailey.
And I started training after my own personal fitness and health journey, where I actually lost about 150 pounds. So safe to say we both have very different relationships with fitness and exercise and our bodies and doing things.
So I'd always been really active most of my life. Bike riding, playing sports in school, a lot of team sports. I was on the track and field team, field hockey, volleyball, cross country, not really, that was too painful for my body. And ballet, dancing, Highland dancing. So I was always doing something, right, growing up. And then when I got into theater school, there's lots of physical activity, lots of yoga, lots of Alexander technique. So you're always conscious about being in shape and what you're doing. And then as I got older, it kind of got harder to do things and to be motivated to do things. And I think I said this to you when I first started coming to see you at the gym, was I never thought I would have a personal trainer. That seemed like something that was outside of my scope of life, right? And it's really changed my attitude toward physical activity.
Yeah, well, it sounds like, I guess, your attitude or mentality around physical activity changed a lot throughout your lifestyle, from when you were a childhood and it being something of joy and enjoyment versus when you're going through school, and as that evolved, is that?
Yeah, I think, as you get older, it becomes something that is outside of what you do all the time. And so when you're younger, you're just always doing something, the activity, right? At least I was. I'm speaking for the whole world right now. But, I had an injury in my shoulder, so then it seemed like every time I would be doing something, it would hurt. So I was concerned about, I'm always hurting myself. So I'm either in recovery, so I didn't want to sort of do anything. So that was one of the things working with you, was to find a way so that I was able not to hurt myself or feel like I was hurting myself, and to do the right kind of exercises.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's so amazing to hear. And it's been amazing to get to be a part of that journey and watch you transform in your relationship to health and fitness and just what you can do.
Right.
It's so cool.
So for you though, you weren't always super active in your youth.
Yeah, it was interesting because I come from such an opposite end of the spectrum, where as a young kid, I was quite active, but then I was always a bigger kid. I was always overweight. And at a certain point, exercise and activity, whether it was soccer or just generally playing, became prohibitive and almost like a form of punishment, effectively, where it was this thing I was dreading doing, and it kind of became this positive feedback loop where, because of my weight or my body, I didn't like physical activity, and so I didn't do it, which led to further issues with my weight and my body. And so it just kept kind of spiraling downwards.
So what is that like for you, coming to someone being athletic now later in your life? You didn't have, you had a little bit of that foundation because you did some dance, I think.
Yeah, no, and even that was kind of more towards like the end of when I was starting to do things. It's really interesting because I've kind of come to that place of realization where for a lot of my life, I was focusing on what I couldn't do because of my body. And then I lost the weight, and there was a period of time, for probably 3 to 4 or 5 years, where it was, all right, I'm not inhibited by anything because of my body. And now I've entered this really cool period of life where I am finding out what I can do because of my body. Whether it's doing like crazy things like lifting heavy weights or lifting rocks, or just even entering this process of getting to try all these different things with excitement and like no inhibition and just this eagerness to do rather than this fear of having to do.
Well, I think that's interesting. That's that perspective that you have, and that's something that you've brought to help me training as I get older, is that there's still lots of things I can do, right? That the opportunities are still there, not that you get put into a category of this is an exercise for people of this age because you are limited to do that, right? So it's like, oh, we can modify it so you can do this.
Yeah,
But you're still doing the exercise.
And that's like the coolest thing, is that perspective shift of focusing on what someone can do rather than the feeling of what I can't do. And I think
Right.
that's been really cool for both of us in both of our fitness journeys.
Yeah, and so the idea for the only girl in the gym kind of came out of us talking while we were training one day, and you were, out of frustration, talked about being the only girl in the gym and what that felt like.
Yeah.
Right?
No, and I think that's an experience, specifically in weight training, which is my kind of home in fitness. It's starting to change, and it's beautiful to see so many more women entering that space and feeling comfortable in that space. But I do think largely there is still this perception of, that's not somewhere women should be, or that's a men's thing. And I think that was the big goal with this project. A lot of the things we are going to be covering this season are either male-dominant physical activities, whether it's boxing, rugby, bodybuilding, things that people think of men doing, but little ladies shouldn't do, or things that are like a little less traditional that you wouldn't inherently think of as a sport, whether it be like ninja or aerial arts, right? We're really just covering that spectrum.
The pole dancing,
Of things that are really physically active and that women can do and should feel comfortable doing and being in that space.
Yeah, and for us, when we were picking which activities we were going to do, I think it was exciting because there were things that were like, oh, I don't know, can I do that? Should I do that? That would be fun, but I don't know, will we succeed?
Yeah, no, like I'm fully prepared to like land on my back or face when we're doing ninja. Like there's no way I'm gonna be able to hold my body up above this.
Like, ninja.
But no, and like I think that's the super cool thing of approaching this with the perspective of, hey, this is my first time doing it. I'm probably not gonna be good at it, and that's okay. I'm gonna enjoy it. I don't have to be good at something to enjoy it. You don't have to do whatever you choose to do at a high level to do it. You just have to do it, right? Even if it's just in that rec league class once a week.
Yeah, and I know that something like pickleball, that's you can be ranked. And some of my friends have gone, I don't want to be involved in something that you get ranked right away. Like I want to be able to just go and enjoy the thing.
Right.
And I think that those opportunities are out there too, right?
Absolutely, and it's just, I think that's the big goal of this project, of just when you watch us doing these activities, you know, we're not people who have been physically active athletes their entire lives.
Or training for these activities.
Right? You know, we're everyday people who have had very different experiences to come to this point with where we are in physical fitness and activity. And so to watch us doing those things and truly trying them for the first time and kind of sucking at them sometimes, but also kind of being great at them sometimes, I just hope that with this project, we inspire even just one person to say like, hey, I've never thought of that before, but I think I want to try that. Or I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's find somewhere in my city and in my area that I can try it and do it and to feel that empowerment.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm excited for The Only Girl in the Gym, and hopefully you'll come and join us on
The Only Girl in the Gym. Join us this season as we try out bodybuilding,
ninja,
aerial arts,
boxing,
powerlifting,
pickleball,
pole dancing,
and rugby.
It's gonna be a great time, so don't miss it.